नमस्कार, रेडियो पाठशालामा तपाईलाई स्वागत छ। रेडियो पाठशाला मकवानपुरको नमुना विद्यालय आधुनिक राष्ट्रिय माध्यमिक विद्यालय संघको सहकार्यमा रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्जले तयार पारेको हो। तपाई रेडियो पाठशाला, रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्ज, अनलाइनमा रेडियोसन्देश.com, मोबाइल एप्लिकेशनमा रेडियो सन्देश फेसबुक पेज र युट्युब च्यानलमा रेडियो सन्देश अनलाइन टिभीमा एकैसाथ सुनिरहनु भएको छ। आज रेडियो पाठशालामा सामाजिक विषय पढाउनको लागि आउनु भएको छ सूरज बुढाथोकी। विद्यार्थी साथीहरू कपी कलम लिएर तयार रहनुहोला है।
Hello students, namaste. Good morning to you all. How are you? Fine? Okay, that's good. भाइ बहिनीहरू, हामीले तपाईहरुको धेरै सुझाव सल्लाहहरू प्राप्त गरिरहेका छौं। त्यसको लागि तपाईहरुलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। अभिभावकहरूको पनि फिडब्याक हामीले प्राप्त गरिरहेका छौं। त्यसको लागि अभिभावकज्यूहरूलाई पनि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। हामीले असार 1 गतेदेखि हाम्रो पाठशाला कार्यक्रम रेडियो सन्देशबाट प्रसारण गरिरहेका छौं। सुरुका दिनहरूमा हामीले कक्षा 9 को सामाजिक शिक्षा र स्वास्थ्य जनसंख्या विषयहरू प्रसारण गर्यौं भने हाल हामीले कक्षा 10 को पनि सामाजिक शिक्षा र स्वास्थ्य जनसंख्यालाई हामीले प्रसारण गरिरहेका छौं। एक दिन हामीले कक्षा 9 को र कक्षा 10 को सामाजिक शिक्षा प्रसारण गर्छौं भने अर्को दिन हामीले चाहिँ स्वास्थ्य जनसंख्या कक्षा 9 र 10 को प्रसारण गर्दै आइरहेका छौं। जुन एउटा हामीले पद्धति अहिलेसम्म अपनाएका थियौं त्यो भन्दा केही फरक छ। अब अहिले हामीले रेडियो सुन्दै टेक्स्ट बुक हेर्दै नोट बनाउनु पर्ने अवस्था छ। तर भाइ बहिनीहरूले पनि यसलाई एउटा मौकाको रूपमा लिनुपर्छ, किनभने भनिन्छ खाली दिमाग भुतिया घर हो, हैन? सकेसम्म हामीले हाम्रो खाली समयलाई चाहिँ उपयोग गर्नुपर्छ। ओके डियर स्टुडेन्ट्स, इन आवर लास्ट एपिसोड अफ रेडियो पाठशाला वी स्टार्टेड यूनिट 2, that is development and infrastructures of development. In the beginning, I gave you learning outcomes of Unit 2. After that, we talked about the concept of development. After that, we talked about different indicators of development like GDP, GNP, and PCI. Then we talked about the difference between developed countries and developing countries, right? Then, at last, we talked about the means and resources for development. In that way, we finished our first learning outcome. Now, in today's episode of Radio Pathshala, we are going to talk about prerequisites of development. As I told you in the last episode, are you ready for today's class, students? Okay, now let's start. The introduction of prerequisites of development. If you look at dictionary, you find the definition of prerequisites as something that must exist or happen before something else can exist or happen. Students, now you see here, you need these things before the other things. So these are like requirements. Prerequisites are like requirements. They are the preconditions. Prerequisites of development means विकासका पूर्व शर्तहरू. So if one thing is prerequisite for another, it must happen or exist before the other. Let's clarify prerequisites with some examples. Okay? There is one sentence. Passing an entrance exam is a prerequisite to get admission in Sri Adunik Rashtriya Secondary School. If I say this, now you know that to get admission, you have to pass the entrance. So to pass the entrance is like the prerequisite of the admission. There is another example. They had to agree to certain conditions as a prerequisite to get the flat for rent. There are some people, they want a flat, and if they want to take the flat, they must fulfill certain pre-requirement. There is certain requirement that they have to fulfill. Only then they will get a flat for rent. Okay? Let's deal with one more example. Public support is a prerequisite for the success of this project. Suppose there is a project in your village, and for the success of the project you need public support. public support is prerequisite. These examples also can help you to understand what is prerequisite. Okay? Now, in this lesson, prerequisites of development, we have 4 elements: literacy, public participation, entrepreneurship, and peace. These 4 are the prerequisites of development. Before development takes place in a country, there must be these things. If you have already got these 4 things like literacy, public participation, entrepreneurship, and peace, then it's easy for the country to make development, to make progress, to make positive transformation. Alright? Is it clear? As you know, there are 4 prerequisites of development. The first one is literacy. नेपालीमा हामी यसलाई साक्षरता भनेर भन्छौं. Do you know what is literacy? Okay, that's good. You are correct. Simply speaking, literacy is the ability to read and write. In the past, there was a definition that literacy is the ability to read and write and use numeracy in at least one method. If you are able to read and write, and if you are able to do some mathematical equation, then you are literate. That was the concept of literacy in the past. But now it has changed. सामान्य पढ्न लेख्न जान्ने र केही गणितीय हिसाबहरू पनि गर्न सक्ने छ भनेदेखि त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामी साक्षरता भनेर बुझ्थ्यौं पहिला. But now the definition of literacy has broadened. It has changed. Literacy doesn't only mean the ability to read and write now. It also includes being responsible. It also includes that you are aware about your rights. You can have healthy relationships with people, right? And you know different ways of recreation. You are aware about your duties. All these things come under literacy now. Now listen to me. There is a proverb. Reading opens the door to unlimited knowledge. What does this mean? This means that when you are literate, you can enjoy different branches of knowledge. So the door of unlimited knowledge is now open for you. If you are not literate, can you understand Einstein's theory? Certainly not. Can you enjoy Shakespeare's drama? Certainly not. Can you know about the past civilization? Can you use the art of numbers in your daily life? Can you get lost in space science? No, you can't. So you need literacy. If you have literacy, only then you can do these things. You can understand Einstein's theory, you can enjoy Shakespeare's drama, you can know about the past civilization, you can use the art of numbers in your daily life, you can enjoy the space science. For all these things, you need literacy. If you have the power of writing, then you can meet or talk to the people whom you have never met in your life, whom you have never seen in your life. So literacy is a power and has the ability to transform lives. Now let's talk why literacy is so important. If we see the literacy rate of developed countries, it is usually 100%. साक्षरता प्रतिशत विकसित देशहरूको 100% हुन्छ. यसले पनि हामीलाई के बुझाउँछ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ साक्षर हुनु भनेको देशलाई विकासको गतितिर अगाडि बढाउनु पनि हो. हैन भाइ बहिनीहरु? The literacy rate of developed countries is 100%, so they are able to utilize their available means and resources. So they are aware about their surroundings. So they are able to take their countries ahead in a better way, towards a better future. Okay? And literacy rate is also important because it helps to handle different kinds of socio-cultural problems of a place. As you know, there are certain places in the world where there is high crime, discrimination, injustice, violence, superstition, disorder, inequality. Why? Because there is illiteracy. लिटरेसीको अपोजिट इलिटरेसी हुन्छ हैन। त्यहाँ साक्षर व्यक्तिहरूको कमी छ, त्यसैले गर्दा ती ठाउँहरूमा अपराध बढी छ, सामाजिक समस्याहरू बढी छन्, अन्धविश्वास, हिंसा, असमानताहरूले ती समाजहरूलाई बढी भन्दा बढी जगेडेको छ। You know that from 1903 to 2007 BS there was Rana regime in our country, right? 1903 देखि 2007 सालसम्म राणा शासन थियो हाम्रो देशमा। And it is regarded as a dark period in our country's history. Why? Because the growth of education was like 0%. See, when democracy was established in our country on 7th Fagun 2007 BS, the number of schools were 332 and there was only one college, that was Trichandra College. And the literacy rate was just 2% and female literacy was 0.7%. This shows that during Rana period, our education system couldn't grow. Our whole education system was hampered. But now, in the present time, we have 35,222 schools in our country and there are 10 colleges and the literacy rate is 67.91%. This data is according to Nepal Census 2068 BS. Remember, now it is 2077. Next year we will have Nepal Census and we will probably have more literacy percent. From this example, you can see that there has been a drastic change in the field of education. शिक्षाको क्षेत्रमा हाम्रो देशले एउटा ठूलो फड्को मारेको छ। 2007 सालमा 2% मात्रै साक्षरता प्रतिशत रहेको थियो भने हाल अहिले 67.91% साक्षरता प्रतिशत रहेको छ। Why literacy is a prerequisite? Now you know that when you are literate, you can do something for your country. When you are literate, you can handle different kinds of social problems in your country. You can utilize your available means and resources. You are aware about your surroundings. You know about international relationship and you can bring a positive change by educating your new generation. So literacy is very, very important for development. It is a prerequisite. Now let's go on to the next one. It is public participation. First of all, can you define public participation? Yes, you are correct. Public participation means involvement of people in development, right? Participation of people in development is public participation. That is a short definition of public participation. The pace of development in our country is not satisfactory. Why? That is also because of lack of public participation. The interrelationship between a government and the people is very, very important for the development of the country. If the people don't support the government, then the developmental programs of the government can't be effective. There must be a good bonding between the people and the government. When there is participation of people in all level, like decision making level, execution level, management, supervision, evaluation, then there is good development. The pace of development becomes faster when there is public participation. जब स्थानीय जनताहरूले सहभागिता जनाउन थाल्छन् विकासमा, त्यतिखेर विभिन्न कार्यक्रमहरूलाई सफल बनाउनका लागि सरकारलाई धेरै नै सहयोग पुग्छ। Now let's talk about some advantages of public participation. Number 1, we get long-lasting development because people take ownership of the work. People think that it is their work, so they have to protect it, they have to take care of it, they look after it, and such development is long-lasting. We get sustainable development. The another one is when local people are involved in developmental work, we can utilize local muscle, local materials, local minds and local means. This is another advantage of public participation because the local people are involved. They know about their available means and resources. So such developmental works are helpful to utilize locally available means and resources. Alright, the third one. Corruption is controlled due to strong supervision. There is multi-head monitoring system. Lots of people are watching over the project and there is less chance of corruption because they are directly involved in supervision. Number 4, such developments are highly effective because they are culturally accepted and environmentally friendly. सांस्कृतिक रूपमा जनताहरूले त्यसलाई अपनाउन सक्छन् र वातावरणीय हिसाबले त्यसले चाहिँ कुनै किसिमको नकारात्मक असर नगर्ने हुन्छ. Because local people are involved in it, they know about the project much well. Alright? कुनै एउटा क्षेत्रको विकासको लागि कुनै अर्को क्षेत्रमा बसेको मानिसले योजना बनाएर त्यो त्यति बढी प्रभावकारी देखिँदैन. त्यसको प्रभावकारिता त्यतिखेर हुन्छ जतिखेर त्यहीका चाहिँ स्थानीयहरू नै त्यसमा चाहिँ समावेश हुन्छन्. Alright? The next one. Due to the use of local means and resources, we can reduce time, money and energy. Obviously, you can bring down your cost of the project. You can save your energy and you can also decrease the time. Alright? It's another advantage. And there is another advantage. It is also helpful for uniting the people. When there is high public participation for a certain development projects, the local people are united. Alright? Now let's move on to the third one, that is entrepreneurship. In Nepali, Udyamshilta. This is the third one, Udyamshilta. Before telling you about entrepreneurship, I want to tell you one thing. A few years ago, I got an opportunity to take part in a program in my school. There I heard a story of Dhangro by an educationist of our country, Shikshavid educationist. In that program, I heard about a story of Dhangro. Do you know Dhangro? हाम्रो गाउँ घरमा झाँक्रीहरूले लामा झाँक्रीहरूले बजाउने एक किसिमको ड्रम त्यसलाई हामी ढ्याङ्ग्रो भन्छौं. Right? Once a foreigner visited our country, he saw a lama playing dhangro. And later on, he returned to his country and he took some dhangros with him and he started a new business there. He advertised that if people come to him and play that unique musical instrument, they can bring down their blood pressure. They can control their blood pressure. उले यसरी आफ्नो देशमा गएर प्रचार गर्यो कि आउनुस् ढ्याङ्ग्रो बजाउनुस् र आफ्नो ब्लड प्रेसरलाई कन्ट्रोल गर्नुस्. Now slowly people started to visit his place. Gradually his business started to grow. People started to join him. More and more people started to visit him. He ordered dhangros from our country and enlarged his business. In that way, he set up a new business in his country of dhangro. People went there, they played dhangro. They found that their blood pressure was controlled by playing that musical instrument, dhangro. So this example I have shared with you to make you clear that what is entrepreneurship. Now, from this story, you can know that he is an example of entrepreneur because he set up a new business in his country. He innovated something new. He is entrepreneur. केही नयाँ सोच्नु, केही नयाँ कुरा सुरुवात गर्नुलाई नै हामीले चाहिँ entrepreneurs भनेर भन्छौं. You might have visited fair. फेयर भनेको मेला. भाइ बहिनीहरूले पक्कै पनि मेलामा गएको हुनुपर्छ. मेलामा हामीले चाहिँ विभिन्न व्यक्तिहरूले खेलौनाहरू बेचिरहेको देख्छौं. नयाँ नयाँ किसिमको खेलौनाहरू त्यहाँनिर चाहिँ बिक्री भइरहेको हुन्छ. These people, they are real entrepreneurs. They think something different. They make new toys for children. मेलामा जस्तै हुन्छ नि त्यो सिङ उम्रेको बत्ती बलिरहेको त्यस्तो खालको बनाउने हैन काँडा काँडा भएको माछाको जस्तो एउटा खेलौना जुन चाहिँ हैन बत्ती बलिरहेको हुन्छ भुइँमा पछार्दाखेरि बत्ती बल्ने एउटा चाहिँ बल जस्तो हुन्छ यी सबै चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ यी व्यक्तिहरू जसले केही नयाँ कुरो निकाल्छन् जसले फरक दृष्टिकोणबाट हेर्छन् इन अ रियल सेन्स दे आर भिजनरी पिपल दे क्रिएट समथिङ न्यू एन्ड दे स्टार्ट समथिङ न्यू इन द सोसाइटी they are entrepreneurs and what they do is entrepreneurship. Do you know who is the founder of Google? Very good. Larry Page and Sergey Brin created Google in 1998. Now you know Google is the #1 search engine in the world. So these people, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, are the top entrepreneurs of the world because they innovated something new. They created something new. They gave something new to the world. Larry Page is the 13th richest person in the world and Sergey Brin is the 14th richest person in the world. These two people who founded Google, they are the top entrepreneurs of the world. Alright? I try to make you clear about entrepreneurship. Now let's talk about the definition of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a process of designing, launching and running a new business. This definition is according to Wikipedia. मैले भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई धेरै जस्तो चाहिँ विकिपीडियाकै डेफिनेसनहरू दिइरहेको छु. Once again, entrepreneurship is a process of designing, launching and running a new business. It is about creating something new. It is about innovation. It is about creation, right? And the people who create this business are referred as entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is what people do to take their career and dreams into their hands and they lead their life according to their own choice. These people, they don't look for jobs. Instead, they create jobs for others. So, entrepreneurship is very, very essential for our country. There are lots of educated people in our country. They don't have jobs. They want other people to give them jobs. They are looking for jobs and it is creating a kind of problem to our country. So we need more and more entrepreneurs in our country. हामीलाई धेरै भन्दा धेरै उद्यमीहरू चाहिएको छ. उद्यमीहरूले के गर्न सक्छन् भन्दाखेरि आफूलाई पनि रोजगारीको एउटा सिर्जना गर्छन् साथसाथै अरूलाई पनि रोजगारी दिन सक्छन्. So it's about creating your own business. There are no bosses. There is no restricting schedules. There is no one holding you back. You are free. You are free to dream. You are free to live your dream, right? So this is about entrepreneurship. And the last one, now let's talk about the last prerequisites of development and that is peace. Okay, before starting peace, can you give me some opposite words of peace? Very good, very good. It can be violence, it can be fight, it can be disorder, it can be disturbance or war. All these are opposite words of peace. Now using this word, you can give definition of peace. If there is no fight, if there is no violence, if there is no disturbance, and if there is no disorder, then that situation is called peace, right? So in a simple word, you can define peace as a state where there is lack of fight, disagreement, violence, disturbance, and war. Alright? Now let's talk why peace is important for development. Why it is a prerequisite of development. Number 1, it promotes mutual respect and brotherhood. Clear? Where there is peace, there is the end of disagreement, hatred, unhealthy competition. There is only mutual respect and brotherhood. Alright? The next one, creation, invention takes place in a large number. There is a saying that great minds are born in a peaceful environment. So now you know there is creation, there is invention, in a large number where there is peace. Alright, now let's move on to the third advantage or importance of peace. It creates a good environment for all types of business. Why? When there is peace, large business companies come and they invest their money and establish new businesses. So this is also helpful for bringing large business companies. The next one is, it is the base for happy and prosperous society. Where there is peace, there is happiness, there is prosperity. Alright? There are so many advantages of peace, you can write yourselves. Also, you can talk about sustainable development and peace. If there is peace, then there is sustainable development. Alright? Okay, students. In this way, today we talked about the precondition of development, also sometimes known as prerequisites of development. Vikaska purva shartharu. At first, we talked about literacy, then public participation, then entrepreneurship, and at last we talked about peace. Okay, that's all for today. Okay, in tomorrow's class, we will talk about the infrastructures of development. This much for today. Thank you. Be safe and keep your family safe. See you. Bye-bye.
हस्त विद्यार्थी श्रोता, आजलाई रेडियो पाठशाला यति नै। रेडियो सुनेर साथ दिनु भएकोमा तपाई सम्पूर्णलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। भोलि फेरि रेडियो पाठशालाको साथमा उपस्थित हुनेछौं। रेडियो पाठशाला तयार गर्न सहयोग गर्नुहुने विद्यालयका शिक्षक सुरज बुढाथोकीलाई धन्यवाद र रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्ज का प्रविधिबाट सहयोग गर्नुहुने प्राविधिक साथी सुरेश गुरुङलाई धन्यवाद दिँदै आजको कार्यक्रमबाट सम्पूर्ण पाठशाला टिम बिदा हुन्छौं। नमस्कार।